Right now, we'll go back to the phones. The sports professor, Rick Horrow, nice enough to join us. Rick, how are you doing today?
Good. So I can't wait to be at the BMW. The weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow. I'm heading up there right now, and it's the FedEx Cup is compressed by a third, as we know. This is the semis, and I know that the fans are flocking out. I'm also going to the Try Not to Suck Joe Madden's Celebrity Golf Tournament for the fourth straight year on Monday. So wrap it up.
That's what I was waiting to ask you about. I know you're going to be at the Try Not to Suck Joe Madden Golf Tournament. For those not familiar with it, tell us about that tournament, because it sounds like a blast.
Well, because Joe Madden's a blast.
Right.
Although he should kind of tell his relievers not to blow two ninth-inning easy games. I'm hoping they win at least one of the next two, because Monday's going to be kind of a tough day otherwise. There are only 6 games over 500, but they'll be okay. You realize that 30, I've been there for the last 3 years, 33% of the time that the tournament's been held in the summer, the Cubs have won the World Series. There's a pretty good, interesting slant.
Yeah.
But raising $1 million for charity. Joe Madden's also been involved in my book. Tom Ricketts, the owner of the Cubs, has written a chapter. Steve Trout, his dad, Dizzy, and Steve is kind of dizzy too, talking about his contribution as a Cub and a baseball player as a contributor. And then see what your life is like. You know baseball. Do you know who Pete LeCoq is?
I know the name, but I don't know his
Played for the Royals, played for the Cubs. His dad was Hollywood Square's Peter Marshall. So he wrote a chapter for me on growing up at the knee of like Sammy Davis Jr. and all of the guys. So the bottom line is this is a celebration of old Cubs and new Cubs, and we're doing some stuff with the book and getting to play and going to the Cubs on Tuesday, and let's see if we can talk them out of their respective slumps.
Will you be the only Dolphins fan playing in that event?
Well, I'm not talking about the Dolphins when I'm there, okay? So I'll talk about the Dolphins' offense. I'll talk about Preston Williams, maybe. What are the bright spots of the Dolphins? I know we don't have a lot of time. We got Preston Wilson. We got that kid from the Canadian Football League from Saskatchewan, that linebacker that looks pretty good. We've got the fact that we don't know how good the defensive players are because, most of them sat yesterday. And I guess my question is, we're resting them for what? I'll just leave it at that.
I sounds like Dolphins by 4 to me all season long.
Dolphins by 4. Hey, listen, you and I are going to do this, and we're going to say Dolphins by 4, and I'll be right probably 3 out of 16 times, maybe, hopefully more.
Yeah, better odds than the Cubs winning the World Series. So
don't stop that. Stop it. Stop it.
So it's going to be a big year for football, staying on the football talk, in the state of Florida. The NFL announced, I believe, that Orlando will host a 2020 Pro Bowl right in front of the Super Bowl. Talk about how big of a year it's going to be in the state of Florida coming up.
Yeah, and let's get back to a quick segue because I know we don't have a lot of time. The bottom line is this is a Super Bowl 54 year in South Florida, and the Pro Bowl coming back the week before. Obviously, teams in Tampa, teams in Jacksonville, teams in Miami. So the Sunshine State continues to thrive and become the special event showplace that we thought it was. We had an announcement on Thursday with Lexi Thompson and Morgan Pressel. Ken Kennerly was there, by the way, obviously, and the night before on the boardroom expressing support broadly for golf in South Florida. And the LPGA, Gamebridge LPGA at Boca Rio will be the Pro Bowl weekend at Boca Rio in South Florida, kind of beginning the 2-week festivities with women's golf, Super Bowl, Honda Classic, senior event. So broadly, you could say that South Florida becomes kind of the epicenter of the sports universe. Isn't it great, too, Jerry, once in a while, that we have the major events defining the region's existence in Palm Beach County southward for a change? That's a welcome opportunity given where the Marlins and the Panthers and the Heat are.
Absolutely. Great point, Rick. Joined by sports professor Rick Horrow on Honda Classic Live on ESPN 106.3. So you're headed up to the BMW Championship and then they're playing the Do Not Suck Open. But the payout for the winning the FedEx Cup is up to $15 million. What goes into that increase of 50% from last year? And can it continue to go higher, or are we going to be at a tap-out number anytime soon?
Oh, I'm glad you were separating. I thought that $15 million was going to be first prize for the Try Not to Suck tournament. No, we ain't getting any money for that one. I guarantee you, we're giving money away for that. But the $15 million, by the way, for the FedEx Cup, obviously FedEx spends a lot more money, but the TV ratings are there. And the interesting thing is that's for drama, because I guarantee you that the $5 million extra prize money isn't going to motivate these guys at the end of the day. They want the FedEx Cup championship. And with all the tinkering, it's morphed into a must-have event that's now, as we know, ending in October, in August, before the NFL season starts. Actually, Florida Miami is Saturday, and the FedEx Cup final is Sunday. Then we forget golf for a while. We have the wraparound season, but nobody really cares about that. And so the $15 million is a direct increase from Fred Smith and FedEx, and it's worth every penny.
And ticket sales, obviously, with Tiger winning last year and everything that went on with in the world of golf this year, ticket sales up 15%. And so that tournament continues to sell out in East Lake and has great returns. Do you believe – I don't know if there's been – I haven't looked at the TV ratings. I'm sure you have. Did Tiger being out of the mix in any of the majors, did it hurt TV ratings at all?
Yeah, broadly. I mean, when you had other drama, the Rory McIlroy at the beginning and Shane Lowry at the end at that Open, and obviously the Masters ratings were so high that if you averaged all four majors, you'd say that net, the ratings were about the same, maybe a little lower. But, the unexpected, if you'd have said at the beginning of the year that Tiger would have won the Masters, that would have been, everybody would have said that's all, died and gone to heaven. So regardless of how Tiger's going to go, and it doesn't look like he's going to qualify for East Lake, but regardless of how Tiger's going to go, this becomes a major year successfully. And let's just hope he puts the clubs away and gets healthy and comes back even stronger next year. I'm not saying that the golf industry absolutely needs Tiger like they did maybe 10 years ago, but it's sure fun to have him.
Talking about sports professor Rick Horrow. Rick, before we let you go, I know you got to jump on an airplane. What's next for you? Where are your travels taking you? I assume you're going to be at the U.S. Open in New York at some point.
Oh, I'll get there, but it'll be a little bit circuitous. The women's World Cup team plays a series of international matches, including one in Philly next Thursday. Got to go to that. Friday night, got to see the Yankees. U.S. Open all next week. I'm going to try to take a week after this. I'm going to try to take the private jet to go to Miami, Florida. Oh, I don't have a private jet. Well, all right, so it's going to be hard to get to. So I guess I'm going to be watching that on TV. Can't miss the Dolphins next Thursday against Jacksonville. Yeah, you can. All right, so yeah, no, I don't. That's all right. And then the following Thursday, all the teams play mercifully at the end of the preseason. They all play at 7:30. It's Thursday night, so they get done. This may be the last year or 2 more years. Just get used to it of having a 4 preseason games. So
and I'll make my first prediction of the football season before we let you go, Rick. Florida by 16.5.
All right, bye.
Rick Horrow, that's the sports professor. Thanks for joining us, Rick, and we'll talk to you next week. If you're looking for some great fun this weekend, I suggest the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Live greyhound racing and simulcast horse racing on over 500 screens, plus a 64-table poker room with daily tournaments, high-hand giveaways, and mega bad beat jackpots. And try our table games with 3-card poker and ultimate Texas Hold'em. Enjoy fine dining at the Paddock Restaurant, as well as casual dining with a great view in the terrace. For more information, visit pbkennelclub.com. The Palm Beach Kennel Club, more ways to win, more winners, and more fun. Thanks to Sean Fairholm of Global Golf Post. Go read his stuff on Ricky Castillo and everything else and all the other great writers at Global Golf Post. Thank you to John Kaskowski, the CEO of Western Golf Association, the Western Amateur, the Evans Scholarship Foundation, the BMW Championship, which he is executive director of. And thank you to sports professor Rick Horrow. We'll talk to you again next week for the FedEx Cup finale on Honda Classic Live. This is Jerry Hamilton. Have a great weekend.